Welkom terug by die groot ontbyt. Ons praat vanmôre met professor Erika Jones. Nou, dis die eerste Wêreld-Nakomingsdag op 27 Maart gewees. En die tema was Don't Miss a Moment. Ons gesels bietjie oor hierdie dag. Dis geskep om pasiënte sowel as dokters aan te moedig om hulle behandelingsplanne vol te hou en hulle skedules te voltooi. Prof Erika Jones is van die Universiteit van Kaapstad en sy kuier vanmôre met ons. Good morning, Prof.
Hi there, I'm Erika.
Lekker, nice to see you. Erika, the campaign this year was Don't Miss a Moment. Tell us more about that. What did the campaign tackle?
What we're trying to create awareness and improve is adherence. Well, adherence kind of, let's look at taking medication, attending appointments, but it's more than that. Adherence is about a partnership and about owning our health. So adherence obviously might have referred to anything else, many other aspects of life, but when it comes to health and taking medications and chronic conditions, adherence is a massive problem. Taking medications forever, it drains people, both the healthcare workers and the patients, and it is a long-term commitment to owning your responsibilities, and that kind of implies the patient as well as the clinician.
If we have proper treatment plans in place, do you think it will assist with non-communicable deaths? Currently, it sits at around about 75% of deaths globally is non-communicable diseases. Do you think if we have a proper health plan, treatment plan in place, it will assist with that?
It certainly is going to make a huge benefit. I think when you're looking at overall healthcare, there is an interplay between so many aspects of life. Obviously, the individual, the healthcare workers, and then you've got the healthcare system, funding services, and the education system, because that really puts in to what we're going to be doing in the future. So we need to have a whole holistic system that kind of puts our individual patient care first, but make sure that we're all working together and engaging and developing a partnership with each other so that the system benefits the individual, benefits the healthcare worker as well as the patient, so we're not leaving anyone behind.
Treatment plans that are not followed are generally, one might say, because of the patient's unwillingness to continue with their plan or to continue with their scheduled medication. I mean, how do you educate people to keep with to hold on to their schedule, to stick to the schedule, if people get negative and people start giving up hope?
So I think that what we have to be careful not to do is blame people for not taking their medication and try and understand why people don't want to take their medication, whether it's want or forgetting or incapable or the system is failing them. We need to work these aspects out before we start addressing kind of the wants to take medication. If you've ruled out the system problem or the forgetting or the unable to afford medication, and it's just the individual says, look, I can't take this medication, then we need to understand why they can't take their medication. Is it the side effects? And this is really important because people are not going to take medication forever if they feel terrible on it. So that's my first approach to addressing adherence. And then how can we help you remember? Is it a pill box? Is it interplaying? Is it engaging a bit better? Is it medication that sends us a ping or a cell phone reminder every day? Those kind of aspects. And is it just I don't want to take the medication? Then we need to try and understand why. I mean, do you not believe that this is a problem? Do you think that maybe we're overplaying the importance of the medication in, for example, lowering blood pressure or improving blood sugar in diabetes and hypertension? But there are other conditions like HIV where you understand the impact that it has on your lives and other people's lives. So these are all chronic conditions, and it's a problem across the board when it comes to chronic conditions. So what we need to do is kind of make sure people understand the consequences of taking their medication, the benefits, and the consequences of not taking the medication. So the problems, so for hypertension, you can have a stroke, you can have a heart attack or kidney failure, and many of these things can't be treated. Once you've got them, you're dealing with the consequences of those problems. So to try and understand what the reasons are behind taking medication, attending appointments, instituting lifestyle changes. These are what we need to do when addressing adherence and trying to improve adherence.
How does developed countries compare to developing countries when it comes to adherence?
They do a little bit better, but generally it's a problem across the globe.
So now you said, okay, we have to understand people and we have to be able to encourage people to take the medicine and the consequences thereof. The consequences of people not finishing, for example, a series of medication that they get from a doctor. And I think nowadays, everyone thinks they're an expert. We go onto Google, we Google what we have, and we kind of go, well, we don't need anything. Is that also a problem, the fact that we've all become so-called experts with regards to our own health?
Yeah, so look, I think it is important for an individual to educate themselves, to explore what other options there are, but they then need to take it back to a healthcare worker, because Google doesn't give you a holistic picture, doesn't give you the years of experience that healthcare practitioners do have, and it's insufficient to make a full decision. By all means, if you really disagree with your doctor's opinion or prescription, go and see another doctor, but don't just limit it to Google or whatever search engine you're looking through. Make sure that you are getting a full-on professional advice.
You're referring to healthcare professionals and doctors. What role do they play in adherence, specifically when it comes to proper communication and telling your patient exactly what it is and why you're taking these steps?
I think this is one of the most important aspects of managing chronic conditions, is the kind of clinician adherence, let's call it that. This is providing healthcare. This is our responsibility as a healthcare provider, is to make sure we're up to date, we're providing holistic care, we're engaging with our patients, and avoiding what's called clinician inertia. So we need to make sure that we're up titrating treatment or down titrating it if need be, engaging with them, addressing adherence and concerns as a constant issue, particularly with chronic conditions. Because if we just say, oh, well, come in, I'll rewrite your script and then send you home, that's not going to help address new concerns that a patient has for that particular condition. So clinician adherence is something that we need to make sure that we are sticking to, keeping up to date and moving with the times. This will definitely help improve adherence. And most importantly, engage with our patients.
Prof. Erika, thank you very much. I think the one thing we can take out of this is communication between healthcare professionals and patients about why we are on the schedules that we are. Thank you so much for your time this morning and for your insights.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.